And lastly, that CIBN, the Chartered Institute of Bankers in Nigeria, which is the regulatory body for bankers, that they be represented in the board of CBN. The second area of amendment in my own bill has to do with the CBN governor and deputy governor participating in politics. Like we had with the last CBN governor. We know the problem he almost caused for the nation. I'm proposing that Section 9 be amended further, that will ban the CBN governor and his deputy from participating in politics when they are in service. The third area of amendment has to do with the meeting of the board and management of CBN. Presently, Section 7 gives the power of CBN governor appointing anybody to act on his behalf when he's absent from such meeting. I mean the management meeting and the board meeting. It gives him the power to just appoint anybody to act on his behalf. I'm proposing that the most senior CBN deputy governor be given the responsibility of acting on behalf, has to do with the remuneration of CBN staff. Presently, the CBN board just sits and approve remuneration for themselves, not seeking the advice of the of the wages. There's a wages commission. I'm proposing that the CBN board has to work with the Nigeria Wages Commission to determine salaries and remunerations of the last part has to do with the fact that any business in Nigeria, any domestic business in Nigeria should be denominated in Naira and not foreign currency. That is the last part of my amendment. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now I invite senators to make their contribution. I'll start by inviting the Chief Whip of the Senate for his contribution. We'll allocate 2 minutes for each senator so that we can work within the time that we have.
Thank you, Mr. President and distinguished colleagues. Mr. President, I'll just stand briefly just to second the second bill that he's bringing and to commend him for these recommendations that is supposed to be included in the amendment. And I also call upon distinguished colleagues to also do the same in other areas, because what determines effectiveness of government and its agencies is the law that is backing or establishing such. This is a well-researched. I'm highly impressed, and I'm sure all of our colleagues. And these are the loopholes that were in the CBN. And additionally, we have to look at, in addition to what he commended, the issue of CBN thus dishing out loan to the federal government or government by ways and means, and the process in the previous administration has been abused. That too, we should look at it critically, where up to now we don't know what and why they gave out 23 or 27 trillion without the National Assembly knowing what the money is meant for.
Thank you. Senator Umwambo, you have just, Senator Ashuru, Lola Ashuru, 2 minutes.
The President of Senate, I'm Senator Lola Ashuru, representing the good people of Kwara South. Quite impressed and thankful to the 2 presentations on CBN Amendment Bill. But I want to make lay emphasis on dollarization of our exchanges and trade in Nigeria. And today, Naira is running riot. The value of our Naira is diminishing every day, to the extent that respect is being lost in the value of our currency. I want us to emphasize so much on this, to the extent that dollar cash should be banned in our trade. The second comment I want to make is on issue of additional board. Looking through all the recommendations, the only one that looks a political impulsion in this is the issue of additional board based on politics. I want us to a little bit insulate ourselves from politics when we are dealing with monetary matter. Today, we have 6 geopolitical zones, which is in itself is not a constitutional thing. Supposing tomorrow we have 10 or 12 geopolitical posts, are we going to increase the number of representation at the deputy director level to 12? I suggest the management of central bank to do is as they wish. Thank you, Mr. President.
I think we need to work with our time. I will take 3 here and 3 there. Senate Minority Leader, Senator Mama Adam Alero, and Senator Tambuwal here. Then Senator Mwemboyi, Senator Sade Musa. Okay, well, if you all want to speak, then we take 1.5 minutes. 1.5 minutes. Okay, let me start with the Senate Minority Leader, Deputy Minority Leader.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. President and distinguished colleagues. Well, let me start by thanking these, the presenters of this bill, the 2 of them. And if you read through, you discover that there are some congruence in what they are seeking to amend. And sincerely speaking, this issue of the central bank, starting from the date the President Minister for Power came here, he himself started to talk to us on the need to tamper with some acts there because of his personal experience. I was able to go through most of the acts. And because of the effect of the central bank as a regulating body, Central Bank of Nigeria is in proper position to do its statutory work. The only concern I have is in the area of populating the board. You know, the presenter, Senator Karibi, said the geopolitical zones will be represented. Then, okay, they are Darlington. Okay. I think I want to caution us on this political consideration. I think merit should be more important here than where anybody come from. It is what we can put forward here, which is very, very important, because whatever they do there will affect everybody. So merit